The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. In the 1600s Boston, life was ruled by religion. The Puritans who lived there were very strict and believed everyone had to follow God's rules without question. If anyone broke those rules, they were punished in front of the whole town. One summer morning, people in Boston gathered around a wooden platform called the scaffold. It was built for public shaming. A woman named Hester Prynne came out of the town prison holding a baby in her arms. She was calm, but looked serious. On her chest, she wore a bright red letter A made out of fine cloth. It stood for adulteress, meaning she had a child with a man who wasn't her husband. The crowd whispered and pointed. Some felt sorry for her, but most were angry. They said she deserved worse. But Hester didn't cry or beg. She stood tall and proud, even as people insulted her. No one knew who the baby's father was. When the judges had asked her, she refused to speak his name. Her silence made people even angrier. The baby was named Pearl. She was just a few months old at this time. As Hester stood on the scaffold being shamed, a stranger arrived at the edge of the crowd. He was a small man, with uneven shoulders, one higher than the other. His face looked sharp and smart. His eyes were cold but curious. He asked someone in the crowd, "Why is that woman being punished?" The man explained, "That's Hester Prynne. Her husband was supposed to come from England, but he's been missing for years. No one knows where he is. Meanwhile, she had a baby, and no one knows who the father is." The stranger said quietly, "I will know him soon." This man was Roger Chillingworth, Hester's missing husband. He had been shipwrecked and captured by Native Americans for years and was thought to be dead. Now he had returned in secret. Later that day he went to visit Hester in jail. She was shocked to see him alive. He said he wasn't there to hurt her, but he had one condition. "Don't tell anyone that I am your husband." She agreed. Then he said coldly, "I will find the man who wronged me. He will not go unpunished." Once released from jail, Hester and baby Pearl moved to a small, quiet house on the edge of town, far from the others. Hester earned money by sewing clothes and embroidery. Everyone admired her work, but still treated her like a sinner. No one became her friend. Children made fun of her. Adults looked away when she passed by. Still, Hester never left Boston. She believed she had to stay and carry her punishment. Pearl grew into a wild, beautiful little girl. She wore bright red clothes, and her spirit matched her name, like a bright, shiny pearl. She was smart, but she had a strange way about her. She would laugh suddenly or say things that made adults uncomfortable. People in town said she was not a normal child. Some thought she was a demon's child. Pearl also knew that the red A on her mother's chest was special, but she didn't fully understand what it meant. Meanwhile, after arriving in Boston, Roger Chillingworth, Hester's long-lost husband, begins to suspect that Dimmesdale, honourable minister of that town, might be the father of Pearl. He sees that Dimmesdale is nervous around Hester and that he's sick and full of guilt. Chillingworth becomes Dimmesdale's doctor and lives with him, secretly studying his every move. Over time, Chillingworth sees clear signs that Dimmesdale is hiding a terrible secret. Chillingworth sees Dimmesdale constantly clutching his chest in pain and guilt. One night, Chillingworth sneaks into Dimmesdale's minister's room while he is sleeping. He opens Dimmesdale's shirt and sees something shocking on his chest, a scarlet letter A, either carved or burned into his skin. This confirms Chillingworth's suspicion. Dimmesdale is Pearl's father and Hester's lover. However, no one else knows this at this point, and neither Chillingworth nor Dimmesdale tells anyone. But now we know who Pearl's real father is. It is Reverend Arthur Dimmesdale, a young and respected minister in the town. He had secretly committed the sin with Hester, but never told anyone. He was too afraid of losing his position and respect. But hiding the truth made him sick, both in body and mind. He became pale, weak, and full of guilt. He would often put his hand over his heart as if something hurt inside him. Roger Chillingworth, missing husband of Hester, now Dimmesdale's doctor, had a secret plan. Instead of helping the minister, he watched him closely, played with his mind, and increased his pain. Dimmesdale's health got worse. The guilt tortured him day and night, but he still did not confess. 7 years passed. Hester had grown stronger. People still judged her, but many now respected her kindness and strength. The scarlet letter A now seemed to mean able more than adulteress. One day Hester decided to meet Dimmesdale in the forest. It was a safe place, away from the eyes of the town. There she told him the truth. Roger Chillingworth is my husband and has been torturing him emotionally all this time. Dimmesdale was shocked and angry. He felt betrayed by Hester, but then understood her situation. They talked openly for the first time in years. Both were tired of living in lies and pain. During their talk, they discuss their love, guilt, and Pearl. They openly acknowledge that they are Pearl's parents. Pearl is nearby and watches them talk, but she doesn't fully understand yet. They made a plan. They would leave Boston, go to Europe with Pearl, and start a new life where no one knew them. For the first time in many years, they felt hopeful. Hester even removed her scarlet letter and let her hair fall down, smiling again like a young woman. Pearl, however, refused to come near them until Hester pinned the letter back on. It showed how deeply the letter had shaped Pearl's identity. A few days later, a big celebration was held in Boston. Dimmesdale won the elections and gave a powerful sermon. People admired him more than ever. But after the sermon, he shocked everyone. He walked to the same scaffold where Hester had once stood. With Hester and Pearl by his side, he confessed loudly to the crowd, "I am the father of this child." Then he opened his shirt to reveal a scarlet letter carved or burned into his own chest. No one knows how it got there. Some say guilt made it appear, some say he did it himself. Then he hugged Hester and Pearl. Pearl finally knows without any doubt that Dimmesdale is her real father. She kisses him on the lips, a loving and emotional moment of acceptance. He finally found peace, and then he died in their arms. After Dimmesdale's death, Roger Chillingworth lost all purpose in life. His only goal had been revenge. Now that it was over, he became weak and died within a year. In his will, he left all his wealth and land to Pearl. Hester and Pearl disappeared from the town. Years passed. Then, one day, Hester returned, alone. Pearl was gone, likely living a rich and happy life in Europe. Hester chose to wear the scarlet letter again, not as a punishment, but as a part of who she was. She continued to help women in need and lived a quiet, kind life. When she died, she was buried near Dimmesdale minister's grave, their graves marked with a shared tombstone. On a field sable, the scarlet letter A, gules. It means a red A on a black background was marked on their grave. Themes: sin and forgiveness. Everyone makes mistakes. Hester's sin was judged openly, but she grew stronger. Dimmesdale's secret sin destroyed him from inside. True peace comes from honesty and forgiveness. 2. Guilt and punishment. Public shame, like Hester's, can lead to strength. Hidden guilt, like Dimmesdale's, causes pain and illness. 3. Identity and strength. Hester's identity changes, from sinner to strong woman. The scarlet letter, once a symbol of shame, becomes a symbol of respect. 4. Judgment and society. Society is quick to judge, especially women. The story shows how unfair and harsh people can be. 5. Truth sets you free. Hiding the truth hurts. Speaking it, even if late, brings peace. Conclusion. The Scarlet Letter is a deep story about weakness, courage, pain, and redemption. Through Hester's strength, Dimmesdale's struggle, and Pearl's strange beauty, Nathaniel Hawthorne teaches us that truth, forgiveness, and inner strength are more powerful than society's judgment.